Yo, what's going on, guys? How is it going? It's Tyler here, and today I'm bringing you a brand new video. I hope every single one of you are having a fantastic day so far, and I hope it only gets better from here. But today I wanted to talk about, and it's not another gaming video, it's another talking video, and I'm gonna get into that within this video. But yeah, today's video I did have a topic I wanted to talk about. Yesterday's video was kind of discussing my favorite Christmas memory, my favorite Christmas through my childhood, and through that I told a little story about my brother, and he's going to be pretty much the main character in this story as well. Now today's story is going to be talking about the very first time I ever played Call of Duty, and yeah, I know there was Call of Duty 1, Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 3, but I didn't really have any knowledge of those games back in the day. I may have seen them on the shelf or whatever, but I didn't really pop for me at the time. So I didn't get COD 1, COD 2, and COD 3 under my belt. I didn't play any of those until the later years, but I did start with Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, and which I believe a lot of people did, and I remember it very vividly. The very first day I ever even saw the case of the game, I didn't even know it was out or anything like that. But no, so at the time, my brother had a 360. He was the one with the console. He was older than me, so he was always the one more involved within, the pop culture, the new game systems, the new, everything like that. So he was up more, a lot more up to date than obviously myself, but really the whole family. So he knew what was coming out. He knew the games people were talking about, all of this, and yeah, I didn't. So he definitely introduced me to a lot of things. Now I remember the day that he was grinding to get his 360. Now this was right around the launch of Halo 3, when my brother was finally knuckling down and buckling down and going to get the 360. And it was his game and everything, but I was so excited. I wanted that 360 and I wanted Halo 3 so bad. Me and him were sitting there speculating everything that was going to be in it. I remember at the time me and him thought they were going to allow it back in Halo 2. They allowed Spartans and Arbiters and Elites to be like within the multiplayer, but within this one, we really, well, not in Halo 2, but we heard about the Elites in Halo 3, that you could play multiplayer with Elites, and through that we were just like, well, does that mean you can play as any Covenant? Like, can you join multiplayer and be a Brute? Can you join multiplayer and be a Grunt? And so on and so forth. So at the time it was very, very fun to just speculate and think about all the things that could be in the game. So he did end up getting the 360, and me and him played Halo 3 campaign and multiplayer for so long, so many hours. We didn't have high-speed internet at the time, so actual multiplayer when we were home, we couldn't really do that. But me and him definitely sat there playing split screen, sat there playing campaign constantly, and those memories are fantastic. But that's not about this story. This is just him. He got his 360, and we started gaming together. And at this time, we were in the middle of a move. We were going from Mississippi to Florida. Now, we knew once we got to Florida, a lot more locations, everything are accessible to high-speed internet. So once we did move to Florida, we did end up getting high-speed internet. We were able to play, online, Xbox Live, just without any problems really. And so once we were at that level, once we were able to create our gamer tags and really just become an online presence, that's what we did. So I remember me and him making our accounts, and this is the time where they still had like your 1 month cards and your 3 months cards, and then your 1 year. So we would always go for like $7, get a 1 month, play, and then maybe save up a little bit more and get a 3 month the next time, and then maybe for Christmas get a 1 year and all of that. So that's really the way to do it. Is like, if you're gonna get, if you want Xbox Live, and say like you get your favorite game throughout the year, when it comes down to Christmas or whatever, if you're gonna ask for something, just ask for a 1 year. Don't ask for an extra game or this and that. And if you want to play online, just just ask for those 1 years, 1 month, 3 months, whatever that at Christmas, birthday, whatever. Don't ask for extra games. But made that mistake. But yeah, me and him were gaming pretty heavily, and I remember at the time we were homeschooled, so pretty much what that meant was if I got up at 3 a.m. and decided to get my curriculum out and do work all the way up to the point of where I would normally have to take a break, I would do that at 3 a.m. and then wake up and have like that first half of the morning free to play games while my brother was doing his work and my sister was doing her work. I was able to play some games. So that's what I did for about a month or two before my mom was just like, you don't need to be up late in the hours of the night doing work. Like, and I was just like, well, if it works with my schedule and I'm getting it done and it's correct, then it shouldn't be a problem. But she set me back on track. But during this time, this period of time when I started doing that, was the time my brother ended up getting Call of Duty 4. Now, I remember this day very vividly. Not the entire day. I don't really remember the direction of the day or whatnot, but we did end up at the mall. And once we got to the mall, we go to GameStop. That was our go-to place. So me and my brother went off to GameStop, and we were browsing, of course, and he ended up getting a game and getting it. And I was very familiar with Medal of Honor. Me and him grew up, on the PlayStation and GameCube and everything like that, playing Medal of Honor Rising Sun, Medal of Honor Frontline, all of these things. So we have played these just like the regular war games, and so I was familiar of like the concept of it, but I didn't really understand what Call of Duty was. And so we got home. I remember sitting at the mall in the food court and him opening, or taking it out of the GameStop bag and sitting there looking at the case. I remember him opening up. He got a used copy, but he opened it up, and within the manual, the booklet, he opens it, and the previous receipt is in there, but a guy has written on it, and he wrote all over it, this game is trash, this has been in the garbage can, I threw it in the snow and stepped on it, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Just a whole big, like, paragraph of how bad the game is, and he left it within the case and then traded it back in. So me and my brother were sitting there laughing about it and whatever. He ended up throwing away the note, and we get home and he starts playing it, and I'm just like, wow. So like I said, within that time period of me waking up really early doing my work and then being able to play in the day, I started doing that with Call of Duty 4, and that's kind of how I was introduced. I was only Halo. And eventually, I did start dabbling in the Call of Duty scene because it was multiplayer as well, just like Halo. And so I did start. I remember using the AK-47. I remember trying out the Dragunov and being like, this isn't a one-shot. I'm not going to be using this anymore. And I remember within that time period of me waking up early and playing and so on and so forth, I ended up getting to, I believe it was third prestige. That's pretty much the highest I went legitimately in Call of Duty 4 was third prestige, because all the other accounts that I ended up touching Call of Duty 4 with, I would only go to 55, and then some of the ones later years you would just enter in and then instantly be 10th prestige. So that's kind of where that lies. But no, yeah, I remember absolutely grinding it out and completely really changing my life within that sense. That was the very first time I really got hands-on with Call of Duty, and then I, of course, was right back into Halo. That was still my main game. Played many hours of Halo, and then World at War came out, and I didn't even know World at War came out. I just saw the little icon that people were playing a game, and I thought originally it was like a palm tree. I didn't realize it was a gun with a helmet on top of it, the picture on Xbox. And so people's just playing this game, and I just see WAW, and I think nothing of it. And then finally I asked, I said, what are they playing? And they're like, that's the new Call of Duty World at War. It's based in World War II. And I was just like, well, no way. There's a new Call of Duty out? And so I immediately popped Halo out, went to GameStop, got World at War. Well, I asked my aunt to get World at War for me. She got World at War. I popped it in, and yeah, and that was the end of the story. So after that, after Call of Duty 4, World at War, I was right on the Call of Duty train. I was waiting for the next releases, just like the Halo releases. And yeah, Modern Warfare 2 comes out. That was a struggle to get because of one mission in the campaign, but we finally got it, and I remember the hours playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Just the friends that I met, the people around the world playing with, the clans joined, the quick scoping, the trick shots, the everything along those lines. But Call of Duty 4, I remember sitting there in the mall and just reading that hate speech about it and then going home and absolutely loving the game. But I wouldn't have ever known about Call of Duty 4, all of that, if it wasn't for my brother. Again, he introduced me to a lot of things, even Halo, and just kept me entertained throughout my childhood. But I do want to give him a huge shout out and a huge thank you for at least including me within his gaming, because it did shape me into becoming iOS Planet back in the day. And so, just overall, just buying a game has stuck in my memory to be a great time in my life. And if I could go back and sit in that mall food court and be holding that case of Call of Duty 4 all over again, I 100% would. But yeah, that was just a little story for you guys. I wanted to bring a video to you today. It has been kind of a struggle getting everything together for Christmas. I will be doing some traveling, so just sitting down and being able to game hasn't really been a priority for me. It hasn't been something that I'm just like, oh yeah, let me sit down and play Call of Duty Mobile, or let me sit down and play TFT. So that's why you guys are getting kind of these talking videos or whatnot, because I've been busy. But I do hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, definitely hit that like button, hit that bell notification button, because I do try to post every single day. So you will get notified every single time that video goes live. And so with all of that being said, again, guys, this was Tyler, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Peace.